Ladies and gentlemen, this is old messy looking Boris Johnson. Man, always looks so messy and unkept. So, ladies and gentlemen, he recently came out, and this is in Al Jazeera, May 17th, 2020. Boris Johnson, coronavirus vaccine might not come to fruition. So, he said they need to find other ways to control COVID 19 and not heavily depend on a vaccine coming out. This is what he's pretty much saying. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says there might never be a vaccine for COVID 19, despite the huge global effort to develop one. Johnson, who was hospitalized last month with a serious bout of coronavirus, speculated on Sunday that a vaccine may not be developed at all, despite the huge global effort to produce one. Johnson wrote in the Mail on Sunday's paper, there remains a very long way to go, and I must be frank that a vaccine might not come to fruition. We need to find new ways to control the virus, including testing people who have symptoms and tracing contacts of those infected people, he said. The British government is giving £93 million in funding to speed up the opening of a new vaccine manufacturing and innovation center. Johnson said the UK is also supporting research into drug treatment to help people recover quickly from the virus. Business Secretary Alok Shamar, Shema, said the UK was home to two of the world's front runners to develop a vaccine. The project at Oxford University and Imperial College London were making good progress at unprecedented speed, he said, but warned there are no certainties. So he's saying people should not be heavily depending on these vaccines to be the answer in getting rid of COVID 19. This is exactly what he's saying. Okay, we may never find a successful coronavirus vaccine, he said. The British government relaxed some restrictions on outdoor activities in England last week and plans to continue easing rules over the next few months. I know this will not be easy. The first baby steps never are, Johnson said. Governments worldwide are struggling to restart economies blindsided by the pandemic. With 36 million newly unemployed in the United States alone, economic pressures are building even as authorities acknowledge the reopening risks, setting off new waves of infections and deaths. Pushed hard by Italy's regional leaders and weeks in advance of an early timetable, Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte is allowing restaurants, bars, and beach facilities to open from Monday, the same day that church services can resume and shops reopen. Conte said Italy could not afford to wait until a vaccine was developed. Health experts say the world could be months, if not years, away from having a vaccine available to everyone, despite the scientific gold rush now on to create one. We are facing calculated risk in the awareness that the epidemial curve could go back up. So these governments are saying they are in fear after reopening their countries that this whole thing is going to start back up and they'll have a new wave hitting. All right, we are confronting the risk and we need to accept it. Otherwise, we would never be able to relaunch. Coronavirus has infected 4.6 million people and killed more than 312,000 worldwide, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University that experts say undercounts the true toll of the pandemic. The US has reported 88,000 dead, and Europe has seen at least 160,000 deaths. Can you imagine that? The US, 88,000, Europe, 160,000 deaths. But Africa got far less than both of, Europe and the US. Interesting, isn't it? The West and the Asian nations are doing worse than everybody on the entire planet. Hard to judge. In the US, many states have lifted stay-at-home orders and other restrictions, allowing some type of businesses to reopen. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said on Sunday, a full US economic recovery may require a coronavirus vaccine, which may not happen until the end of 2022. This is what he's saying, 2022. Now, I know Trump has been running around talking about a vaccine may be available at the end of the year. You go right ahead and take their vaccine. I sure am not taking no rushed vaccine, but if y'all want to take one, go on out there and get it. In the long run, and even in the medium run, you wouldn't want to bet against the American economy. The economy will recover, Powell said. Well, he's got to say all that mess. It would take a while. It could stretch through the end of next year. We really don't know. He added, no, you really don't. With 36.5 million, it's going to take longer than a year to get all of these people back out there working. The U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar declined to criticize local leaders and images of crowded bars and boardwalks in areas where coronavirus restrictions are being lifted. Azar told CNN in an interview on Sunday the president has left it up to states to know their local situation the best and said it is therefore very hard to judge in any community whether a bar being open, a restaurant, a school is the right thing. I think in any individual instance, you're going to see people doing things that are irresponsible. That's part of the freedom we have here in America. So one thing that they are fearing, ladies and gentlemen, is an explosion of coronavirus spreading even more after the lockdown restrictions, and some in the medical field say it is way too soon to be doing this in the country. That's why we have to be careful. We're all tired of waiting at home, but we want to get out. I want to get back to the gym. We want to get back to our lives. Yeah, that might be easier said than done. And I still say I don't see how a gym is safe. I don't. With people sharing equipment and you're all crammed together in a locker room, I just don't see how that's safe. All right, y'all, but please tell me what you think. I tell you, America, your impatience is going to cost you big. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.